Yo, I'm gonna give y'all a brief synopsis about the environment of Wilmington, Delaware, man. First of all, the logo or the slogan of the city is Wilmington, a place to be somebody. But when I was a little boy, there was back in like '84, there was the first case of violence I remember was a mistaken identity between two twins. One was caught up in the street, and the other one wasn't. They mistaked the wrong one and beat him to death with a golf club. And then it went from Wilmington, a place to be somebody, to a place to beat somebody. And you got kids who ride around on these motorbikes, these motorbikes that are not street legal. That's what this footage is. It happens all the time, and they pop wheelies, and just drive really, really recklessly. The police don't chase them because they got more important things to worry about. But I'm worried about one of them little motherfuckers running into me, hitting me. They ain't got no insurance. That's another thing. You get hit in a car accident in Wilmington, that nigga, he does not have insurance. Please. You get hit by a nigga, he don't have insurance. A white person, they got insurance, but niggas don't. I want to speak on my cousin who chose the life. We were little boys together. He's the same age as me. He's dead now. But when we were 7 years old, we hung out one time, and then my mother knew that he was going to go in a different direction than me. He grew up on the east side of Wilmington. His name was Damon. He was second in command, or the right-hand man of this big drug-dealing dude named Brucey Stewart. If you're from Wilmington, Delaware, and you ain't heard the name Brucey Stewart, you're a nobody in Delaware. Well, anyway, my cousin Damon was his right-hand man. And for whatever reason, he had him killed. Now, my father was on the police force for 30 years. And then I got a cousin who's second in command on the police force now. And when my cousin was starting out, he said he knew that Brucey and them did it because they questioned him, and they said the last thing he dropped my cousin off at his mother's house, and they dusted the house for fingerprints and didn't see it. I remember my cousin said to me, I'm going to make sure Brucey pays for what he did to our cousin. Now, me personally, I ain't really fool with that cat like that because he chose that life. I remember when he went missing in 96, my father woke me up at 12 noon. I was 22 years old, still sleeping in till 12 noon. And he was like, yo, we're going to go find Damon. We're going to go look for Damon. You want to come? I was like, nah. Number one, he chose that life. And number two, his grandfather and my grandfather were brothers, right? So his grandfather died in 92. We were about 17 years old, hadn't seen each other in 10 years. And, I was talking to him, and he was giving me short one-word answers. Yo, if you don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with you, period. So I didn't go look for that nigga, and they still haven't found him. And then that brings me to that barbershop shooting. Again, Brucey Stewart was involved with that. Some dude, they were all snitching, running around on each other, and some goons came in the barbershop to shoot this dude. They shot him. His name was Ox. They shot him and killed him. But they also shot a 5-year-old boy in the process, killed him. That was 2001, so that kid would be, in his mid-20s now, but it wasn't meant to be. And then you got the story of Mo Good, and he was a drug dealer making money. Niggas got jealous, used these girls to set him up. They ended up robbing him, getting his money, and killing him. It was like $100,000. And when the girls came back to get their cut, those niggas shot them and killed them, and they deserved that shit. And then the mayor of Wilmington, his name, not the current mayor, they ousted Dennis Williams. They ousted him. He was actually my father on the police force in the 80s. He was my dad's partner. He's had dinner over our house. He's I come from a politically connected family. I'm not politically connected like they are. I'm just their child, their cousin, their grandson. So I get to walk around and mind my own business and nobody fucks with me, man. I was smoking a blunt walking down the street in the city one day. One of the city cops recognized me as being my dad's son and didn't bother me. Now, does that mean I go around smoking and being disruptive in the city just because I got something, my father has a name and I'm his son? No, I just mind my goddamn business. But yeah, Dennis Williams, former cop, said he wanted to crack down on crime and he got elected, but he didn't do it. He ended up building himself a nice house down in Middletown. So he took the money and, wasn't worried about the well-being of the city. That's how politics is in Wilmington. So Wilmington is definitely, now Wilmington is a place to be a body, not a place to be somebody. Oh, I forgot to add, Brucey Stewart is in jail now, serving life for whatever they got. He's in there. I don't know, they didn't have to trump nothing up, But he's not in there for the murder of my cousin, and he's not in there for being linked with that barbershop murder. But he is in there, and he's not coming out. Smash that like button.